Dave, you ask a question that I deal with all the time. And my response, anti-Semitism, racism, bigotry, all those things that we have experienced or have recognized, and my statement always is, we are now in the 21st century. It's time for people to grow up. Look, you open your door, and we run the risk of something like this happening. Are these people who do this kind of thing reflective of the majority? Absolutely not. I absolutely cherish and am really uplifted by the relationships that we've been able to make. There are moments of ignorance where people have to be ameliorated and enlightened. And there are also ingrained prejudices. You come out of a household, out of a culture, out of a substratum of a neighborhood where people are indoctrinated in certain ways. Now, hopefully, when one grows and becomes more educated and gains more experience, those narrow approaches are seen for what they are. But that's not always the case. So we're always dealing with that kind of thing. It's frustrating, especially when you have an open and embracing, welcoming approach to the community. But it's more important to have that than to just say there's nothing you can do about it, because there is something you can do about it. There's an old rabbinic statement that says you can't change everybody, but if you change one individual, if you change one mind, if you change one heart, then you have the chance to change the world. And I was just talking with my friend and colleague, Father Jim Nash, and we were discussing a number of things. But one of the things is to open up our institutions so we can and bring people in to demystify. And you also have to be on the other side. You have to be open and willing to have your horizons raised. It's a two-way street. I'm certainly willing to teach and do all that stuff, but you have to have people who are willing to understand and apply the lessons.
It's getting better.
I do. And let me just reference the vigil that we held a couple of weeks ago at Temple in response to both the shootings in Kentucky and in Pittsburgh. We had over 500 people at Temple B'nai Israel on a Thursday night. We had 30 plus clergy people, many of whom I didn't know. The police not only were represented at the vigil, but they were turning people away. It was funny. They were the parking lot at Temple got filled. They were making people park in Saints Peter and Paul and walk. It's probably 3/4 of a mile from Saints Peter and Paul to, and then ultimately they were turning people away, because that was a moment of incredible uplift. And it made a profound statement about the community in which we live. Nothing's perfect, all right? And there are always going to be challenges and difficulties, obstacles. But 500 plus people came to show support, to show solidarity, and to me, it made a huge statement that said, we live in a world where this happens, and we understand that this happens. But the presence of all those people, elected leaders, clergy, people from every walk of life, sitting on the altar next to me was Dr. Kamshay from the Islamic Society, black people, white people, it said to me that the community was making a clear statement that says, we do not condone this.